So here's someone who's a very unhappy camper, someone who's really just a bad person. There's few people that I would say are genuinely bad people. Rick Wilson is one of them. He's just a terrible person because it's kind of like this transgender thing. Like, okay, I identify as a woman. I have male genitalia. I was born male. I could produce sperm, so on and so forth. Okay, we can wrap our heads around this. This person wants to live their lives as a female. Fine. The way, if it's hard for you to understand, if someone adopts a kid, you still say that's their mom. It's not literally true, but it's kind of the social convention. Or if you're not comfortable with it, that's cool too. But Rick Wilson is worse than this because he is someone who identifies as a Republican and has done his entire career being a Republican. But his entire job now is to attack Republicans and make fun of Republicans, and in venues where the entirety of the experience, or largely, is to denigrate Republicans, such as Don Lemon's show and other CNN outlets. And he's incessant with this. It's very odd to find someone like most Democrats aren't this partisan against the Republican Party. So he got a little bit bit off a little bit more than he could chew because he came after Kayleigh McEnany yesterday, and things didn't quite end up the way he wanted. So he took aim at Domino's Pizza, Domino's, because he had noticed that they had a tweet that involved Kayleigh McEnany, and he just retweeted their reply and said, "You just killed your brand." And then his hashtag is ETTD, everything Trump touches dies. Okay. What had happened was Kayleigh had tweeted out that she likes Domino's and says it's better than any New York City pizza. Let me say something. And I know sometimes I'll take perspectives and people think it's being contrarian. People think I'm trolling. Like when I say that the Johnny Depp version of Charlie and Chocolate Factory is better than Gene Wilder. This is indisputably true in my opinion, and I can give many reasons, which I won't. I'm not trolling, not joking. And I say this as the Willy Wonka of politics. Domino's Pizza isn't that bad. Now, I find things like Applebee's and Chili's to be inedible. I've been in New York all my life. I have grown up in Bensonhurst. That was an old school Italian neighborhood. In fact, the pizzeria where John Travolta went to in Saturday Night Fever is still there, is still in Bensonhurst. Oh, man. The last time I was there was when my friend Eric was in town, the one who died last August, so now I'm kind of a little bummed out. I know from good pizza. Domino's is not trying to be New York-style pizza. For what it is, it's perfectly fine. Now, they changed their recipe a few years ago, and in my opinion, for the worst. For the worse, excuse me. God, well, English is my second language. But all this crapping on Domino's is so... It's like the same people who wear fashionable clothes and they make fun of Levi's. If you like denim, you like Levi's. Domino's is perfectly fine. It's not trying to be something that it's not. Papa John's, their garlic butter is amazing. I also think it's like literally 1,000 calories for the little cup, but that's why it tastes so good. So I will... now, better than any New York City pizza? Okay, this is a war crime. This is nonsensical. But it's perfectly fine for what it is. And I got to tell you something else. The problem with New York City pizza, although this is decreasingly the case, and I don't know why, it used to be when I was a kid, a lot of it was Russian roulette. And a lot of it was really not good at all. And I think now we're at a point where maybe it's because of social media and information gets spread quickly and you have word of mouth, where if you have to go to a random New York City pizzeria, like 9 times out of 10, it's going to be like B+ or better. When I was a kid, it would probably be 60-40. And when it was the 40, it was bad. It was bad. Okay, so here's the problem with this tweet. It had been from 2012. Long before Kayleigh was in the Trump administration or the idea of a Donald Trump presidency would have been a possibility to anyone. And in fact, after Wilson stuck his nose in it, Domino's hit back at him. They said, well, it's unfortunate that thanking a customer for a compliment back in 2012 would be viewed as political. Guess that's 2020 for you. And as I said, the last time I saw an old man get beaten this badly was during the peaceful protests. The tweet has remained up despite Wilson trending and being the subject of unrelenting mockery. However, and this is a very new right tactic, and I loved it. Caleb Hull, who is from, scroll up, Garrett, please. He's from, I forget where he works for. He started doing some digging of his own. It's like, all right, you want to attack Domino's for thanking a college student for liking their pizza? We could play at this. And they found an Instagram post of Rick Wilson. Oh, hey, Rick Wilson, why'd you delete this? It's from his Instagram. There's a cooler there. Now, I don't know my glasses. Oh, I guess that's the Union Jack from Britain. What? It's not. It's the Confederate flag. Well, that's embarrassing. Well, maybe he was wearing it. It was ironic, or it was a gift, right? Well, he deleted that. Interesting. And then Caleb went looking through Rick Wilson's wife's Instagram account. And then he found this. And not only is it a Confederate flag, on the top it says, "The South will rise again." Huh. Now, I'm not black, but I would think that you can make the argument about the Confederate flag having some historical value to certain people and blah, blah, blah. You can I don't agree, but you can wrap your head around it. But that expression, that kind of is, I think, for most people, a bridge too far. Especially if you're going to go on TV constantly and make fun of Southerners and call them inbred and they can't find Ukraine on the map. Yeah, and Caleb said, "Hi, Rick Wilson. Not sure if you realized, but your wife posted this on Instagram. May want to delete that one too." Wilson has not been acknowledging any of this and has been blocking people very, very, very heavily. So to remind you, Rick Wilson likes blocks. Likes blacks? We don't know. And they're not going to stop piling this on. What's amazing is Don Lemon has Rick Wilson on regularly, and I found a tweet from Don Lemon's from 2013 where he was making fun of, I think, Trump supporters. It wasn't Trump supporters, I forget who it was, but they're saying Tea Party, I think it would have been at the time. Confederate flags, saying Obama's a closet Muslim. Do these people have no shame? And no, apparently they don't have shame, Don Lemon, and it would be very curious to see how this plays out in the future. If you want to play these games, make sure your house is clean before you start playing them.